In the NFC, the Cardinals are going to Arizona again to play them, and the Eagles are going to Dallas again to play them. 2 rematches for the conference. And I don't think they'll turn out the same way they turned out last week. Arizona didn't try last week. Green Bay tried. And we'll see who was smarter. If the Packers win, then gosh, that paid off. But if the Cardinals win, then it was smart for them not to reveal their game plan and let the Packers wear themselves out trying too hard in a game that didn't really matter because the Vikings won against the Giants. I kind of think the Cardinals are going to win the game. But I wouldn't be that surprised if the Packers did. I think the Cardinals are capable of crushing the Packers. But, we'll see. They got Anquan Bolden, who was injured but is supposed to be fine, and Larry Fitzgerald and Steve Breston, and I think that's a lot for that Packer defense to try to handle. I know the Packer defense has been playing well, but Kurt Warner knows his stuff, and he's got 3 terrific receivers. They've got 2 respectable running backs in Hightower and Beanie Wells, and I think they can make things happen against that Green Bay team. I also think that Aaron Rodgers is a dangerous quarterback and able to keep up in a shootout and able to come back when they're down. So the Cardinals' victory, if it looks like a sure thing, is not a sure thing until very late in the 4th quarter, if that's the way it's going. However, I could see the Packers winning. If the Cowboys beat the Eagles on Saturday, this weekend, I forget which day they play, I think it's Saturday, then it won't matter. The Cardinals-Packers game won't matter to Vikings fans because the winner of that team will go to New Orleans and the Cowboys will come to Minnesota. I think the Cowboys are a decent matchup for Minnesota. They've got a big, heavy offensive line designed to run block, kind of like Minnesota's, and that's what they do better. They're not as good at pass protection, and Minnesota's got speedy pass rushers, and they can get around big, slow run blockers to harass Tony Romo. If they can rattle him, the game shouldn't be that difficult from there on out. Dallas likes to establish the run to open up the pass, and that's exactly what the Vikings defense thrives on. I think that Pat Williams can stop Marion Barber, and I think that Felix Jones and Tashard Joyce are nice, speedy options, and the linebackers are going to have to look sharp to stop them. I think Antoine Winfield being healthy will be important to stop them. But again, this is only if the Cowboys beat the Eagles and come to the Metrodome next week. I like that matchup. I like it better than Vikings-Packers right now. I would rather see the Cowboys come to the Metrodome than the Packers in the divisional round. What I'd most like to see is Arizona come. And the way that would happen is if the Eagles win, they'll go to New Orleans, and then the Vikings get the winner of the Packers-Cardinals game. I would rather see the Cardinals because the Cardinals handed it to the Vikings once this year, and I think they played all their best cards. They used up their best game plan, and it was in Arizona. The Vikings played one of their worst games of the year. The Cardinals played probably their best game of the year, and that's how it all went down. I don't see the Cardinals beating the Vikings twice, once at home and once in the Metrodome, in 1 year. In fact, I see that less than I see the Vikings completing a 3-game sweep against the Packers right now. So my hope is that the Eagles win and that the Cardinals win, so the Vikings host the Cardinals next week. However, if the Eagles win, then they go to New Orleans, and I'm not sure what team I want to win. The Saints win, Minnesota's got to go there for the conference championship game, assuming they beat, that they win their first game. If the Eagles win, then the Eagles come to the Metrodome, and that's what killed the Vikings last year. Now, I know that it was Tavares Jackson instead of Favre last year. However, Philadelphia seems to have Favre's number, and I don't like that matchup. So I think the Cardinals are the better team for the Vikings to play next week, but it might be even better if the Vikings play the Cowboys next week, the Cardinals go to New Orleans and beat them, and then come to Minnesota for the conference championship game. Bam! Minnesota beats them, goes to the Super Bowl, defeats the Chargers. Game over. I don't know if it'll be the Chargers or not. We'll see. Anyway, those are some rambling thoughts. I might post more videos this week about the playoffs, actual predictions, instead of just what I hope will happen. Maybe talk about the AFC some bit. I'm not sure. It depends how time works out. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time I see you.